'cause there are stars above you. You never need to doubt it. I'll make you so sure about it. God only knows what I'd be without you. And if you should ever leave me, life would go on, believe me. The world could do nothing to me. So what good would leaving do me? And God only knows what I'd be without you. And God only knows what I'd be without you. And God only knows what I'd be without you.
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 God only knows what I'd be without you. God only knows what I'd be without you.
Hello, everyone. Family and friends, we have been brought here today to witness the joining of this man and this woman in the bonds of matrimony. A marriage is a relationship which thrives on effort. That effort has to come not only from them, but from those around them. You have all been invited here today because of the love and support that you have shown to Marcy and Randy in their single lives. They look to you all for that same love and support in their married life together. While we are happy that so many of you could be here today, there are those who unfortunately could not be here today. At this point, I would like to invite Henry Pratt to join us up here on the stage. Henry was the pastor of Randy's parents' church and also their close friend, and he is going to say some words in remembrance of them.
Thank you. Well, you all knew Thelma and Elliot Phillips. So many of you knew them. Maybe you knew them better than I did. But just to refresh your mind on a few things. They met at a July 4th celebration in Knox City, Missouri, picnic, in 1937 or 1938. And although those interested parties tried to thwart the romance that was blooming, it did not take. But their romance bloomed, and a year later they were married. Now, understand that Elliot and his brothers, or Randy's uncles, and his dad were sort of rowdies. They were known as rowdies over in that area, and one of the things that they did is unbelievable. An undertaker in the area was an alcoholic, and they got him too close to too much of that stuff, and he drank and drank until he passed out. And so they found a coffin and put him in it and nailed it shut. Said mortician had a pet chicken, and he was always carrying that pet chicken with him. So the boys went down and got some chicken, and when he finally got out of the coffin, they rode by, back and forth, eating chicken. And he never knew whether it was his pet chicken or whether it was other stuff. But be as it may, they were married and enjoyed 57 years together. I think that's quite a record in today's world. Also, his dad worked at Gardner Denver for over 30 years as a machinist. His mother worked at home, keeping the home fires burning, and of course running a beauty salon during the day, and working many times, 12 hours a day. And so Randy inherited that work work ethic, and you can see the fruit of a lot of that around here. And he's a hard worker. But they encouraged him, and he grew up in that kind of setting. Elliot and Thelma were encouragers. My wife Betty and I learned that early on when we met them in 1978, and often would meet them at Hardee's for coffee. But the thing that we see and observe is that they encouraged Randy, and Randy will verify that today. So Randy wanted to get some videotaping experience, and they supported him in that. And then when he walked in one day and he said, "I want to build an airplane," and Dad said, "What?" And he said, "Well, I've never flown an airplane, don't want to be in one, but I'll help you build it if you want to build it in my garage." So he did. And one of Randy's accomplishments was getting his mother up in an airplane. In fact, you almost taught her how to fly as well.
She was flying on her own. Yeah.
She was flying on her own. So that's really an accomplishment. So they encouraged him and everything, and supported him, and brought him to the point where, he's out his own. He got his wings a long time ago in many ways, and has advanced himself through videotaping, through aviation, going around the world in a lot of areas that many of us will never see. So I want us to remember today the support and encouragement that came to Randy from his parents. And it's regrettable that they're not here today. They would rejoice, would be happy. And they made it possible for him to do the things that he's done in his life. And he's accomplished a lot of things. We congratulate you both today, and know that you'll make a wonderful couple. Don't you agree with me?
Thank you, Henry. Now we will have a reading from groomsman Tom Sutcliffe.
This is a reading from the book of Brian. "And there shall in that time be rumors of things going astray, and there will be a great confusion as to where things really are. And no one will know where lieth those little things with the sort of raffia work base that has an attachment. At this time a friend will lose his friend's hammer, and the young will not know where lieth the things possessed by their fathers, that their fathers put there only just the night before, about 8 o'clock. This ends the lesson."
Thank you. I will now ask the best man for the rings.
I do not have the ring. What? I do not have the ring. I do not. Yes, I have the ring. The ring.
Randy, please take the ring and place it on Marcy's ring finger, saying, "With this ring, I thee wed."
Ring, I thee wed.
Marcy, please take your ring, place it on Randy's ring finger, and say, "With this ring, I thee wed."
With this ring, I thee wed.
Before we move on to the vows, the couple have prepared a few words that they would like to say to each other. Marcy.
When I mention that we're getting married, most people think it's about time, or they've been together forever, or I thought they were married. But I think a lot about the time we were apart. And during that time is when I realized our relationship was something special. And I realized that if I was lucky enough to be with you again, it would be forever. It seems silly, but I feel like I missed out on so much. So while others think we've been together forever, I'm still making up for lost time. And I'm just as giddy about marrying you now as I would have been 22 years ago. I love you.
Randy?
Well, look at all the people here tonight. First off, thank you everybody for coming. This is a big day, obviously, for both of us, and it's a long time coming. And there's probably a lot of you here that didn't think this was going to happen, but here we are. Secondly, when we talked about dressing up like Gumbies, I thought you meant the... So that's my fault. I love these dresses. Star Trek, the original Star Trek stuff, huh? But did anybody else have the same jolt of fear when they walked out that I had?
You're all gonna die.
They're all red shirts, but you know, episode 14, Balance of Terror, when at the beginning of the episode, Captain Kirk's performing a ceremony on the Enterprise, and before it's done, the Romulans have attacked, and the groom is dead. So if anybody sees guys with pointy ears walking around tonight, you know, say something, okay? Okay. Oh, there's a pointy ear right over there. Yeah. Okay, now you. Watch me make her cry. I remember the first day I ever saw you, and that was in Musicland, and that was about 25 years ago now. And I was kneeling down looking at a magazine, and I looked up across the counter, and I saw you standing there, and I thought, hey, I got to get to know her. And that thrill that I got that day when I first saw you, just a minute ago when you walked out the door, I got the same thing again. It's the same thrill that I get on days when I'm running late coming home from work, and you call me on the phone and say, hey, when are you coming home? I want to hang out with you tonight. Or if we're just driving around and we happen to pass each other on the road somewhere, and we wave at each other. I get that thrill. And what happens is I get all tingly, and my chest gets tight, and my face contorts into a little smile. And it might be a stroke happening, I don't know. But most likely it's love. And it's a love that I felt for you almost since the first day I ever saw you. And through everything that's happened, I've always had that love. I had it then, I have it now, and 70 or 80 years from now, when I take my last breath, do the math on that. 70 or 80 years from now, when I take my last breath, I'll still be in love with you and still be thinking about you. So let's get married. Okay? Back to you, Travis.
Thank you. I'm going to need a moment. Please join your hands together. Randy, please repeat after me.
I take you, Marcy, to be my wife, my constant friend, my faithful partner, and my love from this day forward. In the presence of our family and friends, I offer you my solemn vow to be your faithful partner in sickness and in health, in good times and in bad, and in joy as well as in sorrow, for as long as we both shall live.
I take you, Randy, to be my husband, my constant friend, my faithful partner, and my love from this day forward. In the presence of our family and friends, I offer you my solemn vow to be your faithful partner in sickness and in health, in good times and in bad, in joy as well as in sorrow, for as long as we both shall live.
Sorry about that. By the power vested in me, by the Universal Life Church, by the state of Illinois, and by Adams County, I now pronounce you to be husband and wife. You may now kiss the bride. Please face your friends and family. Everyone, it is my absolute honor to present to you the newly married couple, Marcy and Randy.
Be nice if we were older, then we wouldn't have to wait so long. Wouldn't it be nice to live together in the kind of world where we belong? Make it so much better. We can say goodnight and stay together. Wouldn't it be nice if we could wake up in the morning when the day is new? After having spent the day together, holding close